Hey, good morning. Oh, it is morning. Thanks for joining us on the Scabbard. I'm Dave Valente. So let's talk about yesterday's game. It was a rough start to the season. It looked like a team playing its first game of the season, and it looked like a team that hadn't played in 7 days. Um, I, I was thinking as the puck dropped on the game yesterday, they probably should have had another exhibition game, against a European team of some sort, uh, earlier this week, um, so that you didn't go a full week between, the Red Bulls Munich game and maybe play a local Czech team, maybe play Jaromír Jágr's team, I don't know, but, um, yeah, they looked rusty, and it was rough, and there was lots of tactical errors that they made during yesterday's game. First period was well, we'll hop into it, and feel free to make comments. We share them on the air as well. They come directly on the air, so feel free to drop us a comment, give us a like, share, subscribe wherever you're watching us from. Helps boost the algorithm and it gets more eyes on the show. So anyway, yeah, let's talk about game one. So there were first couple of shifts were okay. I mean, there was a early breakaway chance for the Devils that was worrying and kind of a portent of things to come, and it was difficult, as that period went along after the Sabres failed on their first power play attempt, and that was another concerning thing yesterday. But New Jersey really took over that first period and really just controlled the play. Ended the period up 2-0. Sabres never really recovered from that. The Nason goal kind of took the wind out of the sails of the Sabres, and the Devils really controlled the period, and they really controlled the second period. Sabres were making sloppy passes. Yes, the ice was bad. Um, they remarked that it was warm and that the ice was soft. The third period was better because they played more direct. They did end up getting a goal from Owen Powers, assist from Turka and uh, Bowen Byram. So good to get all three of those players off onto the score sheet for the season. But really, they spent the first 2 seasons trying to make Harlem Globetrotter passes. The puck was bouncing. The puck was not, not staying with them. New Jersey was much more direct, and that served them well. Nothing like running Harlem Globetrotter passes, spin passes or anything like that. And the Sabres kept doing it. And that's the thing. Like when you get into a situation where the arena ice is not good, you've got to adjust to it. You if the ice is not good and the puck is bouncing, you can't make those fancy passes. You've got to be direct. You've got to go stick to stick, and you've got to make sure that the guy that you're tossing the pass to is going to be there and ready to receive the pass. They didn't do that, and it was rough to watch that. Uh, the first 2 periods of that game were just, you know, so frustrating to watch because they're trying to do all these fancy things and um it just wasn't working, and it didn't feel like they were learning from it. So, we turn the page. I mean, the great thing is that you are right back at it. There's no break. No, you can't dwell on that loss. Yeah, I know everybody online is, kind of in that "see, I told you so" mode, about, the lack of, bringing in, top ranked talent, in the offseason. So, yeah, they can talk about that all they want. It was just 1 game, um, but it was a worrying sign after watching last season and how that went off the rails. Um, you I wasn't, like, overly impressed with the 3rd and 4th lines, like, you wanted those lines to really set the tone, and I realized that there was an injury, so, the 3rd and 4th lines got kind of jumbled up, and we'll talk about that more in a moment, but, yeah, so game 2 today, gotta have a bounce back. It's not a must win, I'm not gonna say it's a must win, but I think the Sabres at least need a point out of this game. You can't come home from, massive trip to Czechia, you spent 2 weeks there and not have any points on the way home. Preferable if they get the win. I'm not gonna say I'm hoping for an OT loss, but we need at least a point out of this trip. Because you're gonna start the season at a 4-point deficit versus every other team in the Atlantic Division and, in the Eastern Conference overall. So, if this team makes the playoffs, it's not gonna be I don't think it's gonna be in a top 3 position in the Atlantic Division. So they're gonna have to rely on, keeping up points wise with the middle of the pack, to make the playoffs this season. I just maybe they gel, maybe they go off on long runs, but yesterday was a worrying sign. So, things to look out for. New Jersey is not as bad of a team as they were last season. They got phenomenal goaltending from Jacob Markstrom, and which makes today's lineups rather curious. And I get it's a back to back, and you want to get everybody involved, but yeah, they're going with Jake Allen as their starter, which also is worrying because Jake Allen generally has the Sabres number. So hopefully, the Sabres can break their duff against Allen and, get 2 points today. So, but yeah, they need to play more direct, skip the Harlem Globetrotter passes. They need to go into the game assuming that the ice is going to be the same as it was yesterday. Maybe they've improved things, maybe they've been able to get some of the humidity out of the air of the arena, whatever it takes to harden the ice surface and make it a better playing surface. But until they get on the ice and can sense that the ice is better, be more direct. Get the puck on the puck to stick, and make direct passes, go to the net, fight harder. Um, stop with the fancy play until you've proven that you can play the normal way. I think is what we need to go for with the second game because it was very difficult watching that game one. So let's see. Yeah, three keys to the game: be direct, adjust to conditions. Went over both of those, and get hungrier, more physical in front of the net. I just didn't see enough of that yesterday. And with all the acquisitions that were made, with the eye on being a much more competitive and fast team, yeah, they were fast, but a lot of times they're over skating pucks. They were, again, the passes weren't connecting. The passes were bouncing off sticks, getting intercepted. And New Jersey was rewarded by playing much more direct than the Buffalo Sabres. So that's the key to it. Let's take a look at the lineups for today. I haven't really heard too much officially. The Devils lineup will remain largely this will remain the same, except for in goal. You got Myers, Jack Hughes, Jesper Bratt on the first line, Thomas Tatar, Nico Hischier, and Dawson Mercer on the second line. Andre Palat, Eric Holla, and Stefan Nason on the third line, which Nason got what 2 goals yesterday. Paul Cotter, Curtis Lazar, and Nathan Bastian on the fourth line. The defensive pairs, you've got Brendan Dillon and Dougie Hamilton on the first line. Siegenthaler and Kovacevic, who got a goal and assist yesterday. He played a really good game. And then Casey and Nemec on the third pairing. As mentioned, goaltender tonight is going to be for the Devils is going to be Jake Allen, formerly of the Montreal Canadiens, formerly of the St. Louis Blues. This guy's given us a lot of trouble over the years, so got to break through early on Jake Allen and continue to push um, to get the result today. Sabres for forwards, I'm going to say take this with a grain of salt because yesterday Nicholas Aube-Kubel got a leg injury. He's in had a brace on. Will not be playing today. Last I checked, and actually, let me check the wonderful world of Twitter today. Let's see. Yeah, it doesn't look like the live's been posted yet. Yeah, so uh, I don't see too much change in the top two lines. We got Paterka, Thompson, Tuck, Benson, Cousins, Quinn, Zucker, McLeod, Greenway, and Melanstein, Lafferty, and we don't know. And Lindy Ruff was interviewed before the game, said either Rushek or uh, Uri Kulik will play. If it's Rushek, he'll slot right into that position, which is cool because I mean it's the kids, they're Czech Republic kids, so either one would be great. Um, if it's Kulik, I don't know that you want to slot him in on the fourth line. I would maybe you move down Greenway or Zucker and adjust that way and have Kulik playing the third line. I just don't know that fourth line is a good use of Uri Kulik's talent. So, but yeah, take that with a grain of salt on the forward pairs. Lindy Ruff, of course, does like to mix up his lines. So we'll see. On the defensive pairs, I don't see much in changing here. We got Darlene Yukiharu, Byram and Power, Samuelson and Clifton. Although I did see lots of floating yesterday, although Byron and Power were pretty much stuck together. Taking the nets for today for Buffalo is going to be Devin Levi. So Reimer does travel to Czechia, but he does not play. So Ukko Pekka is the backup today, but Devin Levi gets his start. Again, I think when we get back to the United States, unless Devin Levi stands on his head today, when we get back to the United States, that Devin Levi will be sent to Rochester to be the number one there. Again, there's no real if Luukkonen can straighten. I don't really blame Luukkonen. There were like just horrid goals yesterday against Luukkonen. They were all good efforts by the uh, uh, by the Devils, and I didn't really fault him for what happened yesterday. It was really defensive lapses and lackluster play by the forwards and the defense yesterday that cost the Sabres the game. So, yeah, again, look at Devin Levi in the nets today. Hopefully, he'll get off to a good start. Um, again, back to back, but it's first game of the season. I wouldn't have minded them going back to Luukkonen, but we'll see. Especially since the Sabres don't play again until Thursday. Um, for the against the Kings. All right, so today's draft odds or DraftKings odds are the same as yesterday's. Buffalo is a 1 point goal and a half underdog. The over under is 6.5. While the money line has Buffalo at plus 124. Again, play responsibly or be like me and don't play at all because you suck at gambling. All right. On this date, October 5th, 2019, rookie Victor Olofsson scored two power play goals. Sam Reinhart scored two even strength goals. Jack Eichel had a goal and an assist as the Sabres blew past the Devils 7-2, second game of the season that year. So hopefully that's a auspicious uh, sign of things to come. Although none of those three players are with the Buffalo Sabres anymore, so we'll see what happens. Um, Still, the week ahead is really just the game Thursday against the Los Angeles Kings. Saturday, I do believe that game was Saturday. Uh, let's see. Sabres. Yeah, Saturday, they'll be playing the Florida Panthers at home, so it's a tough start. New Jersey's a better team than they were last season. They're healthier than they were last season, even though they're losing. They lost a couple of their defensive players early on in the year, but you go right from that to Los Angeles, who's a good young team out west, and then you go right to Florida, defending Stanley Cup champions. So let's see how that goes. It's a rough start, and then we go our first road game next Wednesday against Pittsburgh. So yeah, got to get it together because you could start the season 0-5 very easily, and then you got Columbus, who the year before we did okay against, but last year was kind of a dicey situation with the Columbus Blue Jackets, where we'll see how they are going with the loss of Johnny Gaudreau in the offseason, that tragic accident. All right. The next episode, oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, the next episode for the show will be on uh, Thursday, October 10th, against the Los Angeles Kings. That'll be a 6 o'clock start for the show. Game is at 7 p.m. So look forward to that. Look forward to getting them on actual home ice. That would be awesome. And that's pretty much it for the show. Again, if you want to become a co-host on the show, please reach out to me on my socials or my email address right there, davidtvalente@gmail.com. I'll be happy to talk to you about how to get involved on this, what Restream is, and all the fun things that go behind what we do here. So anyway, enjoy the show. Go watch the Sabres pregame show with Marty and Duffer. Um, let them guide you into to the season 5. Figure out who we actually have playing today and where they slot into the lineup. And in fact, I will check one more time on the magic world of Twitter. Yeah, nothing so far. Just that the only thing that we know that Lindy said in a presser that during media availability that either Rushek or Kulik will be in the lineup, which is a treat for one of those two Czech kids. My guess is probably going to be Kulik. He had a better preseason. Um, but as far as skill sets to slot in the hole in the lineup, it might be Rushek just because um, I'd rather see a Rushek on the fourth line than a Kulik. So anyway, thanks for watching us. Watch Sabres pregame or listen to the pregame on WGR with Colziel and Hamilton. So anyway, have a great day, everybody, and we will talk to you all.